Hi friends, it's SuNN today with a little bag that was inspired by the Starbucks Via. This is actually my favorite coffee. It's instant and it's amazing for instant coffee, and I know a lot of people say instant, but we use it in the salon and it's quite lovely. So I buy packages of these every once in a while for the salon, and that's how I chose to close it. There is a little knot on the inside, but just so that you can see, you could do a slit if you wanted to, like they did with the Starbucks Via. But yeah, it's pretty much the same sizing and everything, and I'll show you how to make it. So we're going to need our scoring tool, simply scored, and a piece of cardstock, or I'm using designer series paper, a 9 by 9 inch square. So the example here was Park Lane, which I thought was exceptionally classy. It's such a very cool designer series paper, and it's very classy. I could definitely see this as gifts for, Easter, or goodies, or if you want to put coffee in it. Today I'm using the Sweet Taffy, so I'm just going to score on the back side just because it's I choose to. So basically it's pretty simple, but there is a little trick with this half score in here. Okay, so that's what we're doing first. On one side we're going to do a half score at a half, and it's not, I'm using the big end, not the small end, so I don't tear my paper. And I'm going to take that ½ mark, and I'm going to go down to about, what did I say in my notes, to about 6. So I mean, it's not a big deal, but to about 6 on here. Okay, and I do sometimes go over the designer series paper twice. So and then I'm going to do a full score at 1, and then I'm going to do a full score at 4 1/4, and then that half score is at 4 3/4 right here, and I'm going to go down to about 6-ish, and then 5 1/4 all the way down, and then 8 1/2 all the way down. And then I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to score at, hang on, just let me figure out which side I need to do. Yes, so this is going to be the bottom. So the bottom, so whatever side that you've started that half score at, when you turn it this way so that you get the bottom at 1, and then this is going to be our top side, and I'm going to score at 7 1/2. I think that's right. Yep. So I'm just checking my notes because the top is a little wider than the bottom. Okay, out of the way, scoring tool. Just bring in my handy dandy bone folder. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my score lines, and I am being careful because I'm using designer series paper, and it does have a tendency to be a little wobbly. So what you want to do is make sure that you're nice and even on your sides, and you're going to do a little finger press, and then you can crease. So I'm going to skip my middle fold for now. I'll do that in a minute. Side there, or the half score I should say. I'm going to skip that for a moment. Just get the basis here going. I don't know if I would do this with cardstock. I think it might be, you might be wrestling with it. I've done bags before with cardstock and I wrestled with them a little too much. So I think when I'm doing the bags, I shall now just do a really pretty paper, designer series paper. All right, so now comes our half fold. So because this is going this way, I want to do that half fold the opposite way. And then I'm just going to finger press it in. See, I found it's a little wobbly. And then this, right? So I guess we're going this way. Just make sure that your edges are lined up. There. So you can see it coming together now, yeah? All right. Now for some trimming. So this is the bottom. So I'm going to cut out this wee little bit because we don't need it. And actually I might just wedge that out. This part being wedged out. So this, I'm just cutting up my score line and I am wedging the tab part out. And this side as well. Wedging those guys out. All right, so now I have to determine what the front is and which is the back. So I'm thinking, because the crease that's going to be attaching there, so I want the crease at the back. So I'm going to make this the front, or sorry, this side the, hang on, wait. No, it's exactly the opposite, right? Yep, this is the front. Sorry, I got a little screwed around because usually, you know, the flap comes at the back. I suppose you could do it that way and then do a little bit of decoration. But because I'm doing the flap on the front, I want that. So I had to do a little figuring here. This is the seam, so this will be the front going forward. Okay, so now that we've got that all worked out, good grief. So I'm going to take off this little edge and then I'm going to remove this whole section. Okay, so what you're ending with is something that looks like that. Now, because I did put an angle in here, I'm going to do the same with this, and that's where that middle fold is, right? Your inner folds. So I'm just going to do a little V. Just helps to get in and out of the bag. All right, so you might be able to see that better on this side. This is what you should have. Okay, so now we're going to put adhesive. Oh, I'm going to do my corner rounder. On that top. Perfectly rounded. All right, now fast fuse. Whoops. I'm having a technical difficulties with my fast fuse. Hang on, there we go. Nice and close to that seam. coming together, kids. All right, so since this is the front, I'm going to take my little tabs and I'm going to put the bottom flap forward. So this is where I want my adhesive. And it depends on what you're going to be putting in here to exactly how much adhesive you're going to want. Okay, super cute. So, oops, I forgot to bring out my hole puncher. So, I'm going to take and eyeball my hole, and then I'm going to be terribly technical, and I'm going to take a wee pencil and draw a little hole. And it looks like it's off kilter, but you know what, I don't even care. Okay, now for the ribbon. So this is Hello Honey, and I think it generally matches. I think that's Daffodil Delight in there, but whatever you got, right? So I've taken just a length of it and I've tied it in a knot, and then I've trimmed off the little end, so I have 2 bits. So I'm going to take the ends and I'm going in from, fold it a little bit, might be easier to get through. I'm going to take oh, that hole is a little small. There we go. Take it from the inside. Okay. And I'll do the same. I probably used too much ribbon, but the one before I used too little, and that was tough. Sorry, just a little trim off. I am trying to get both bits in at the same time, but there we go. So that, don't forget to put your goodies inside, whatever you're going to be using. Okay, so I did recently a bow tying tutorial, and so this is going to be the similar. I'm going to give you a tutorial on how to do bows that will end up with your tails ended up straight down. So normally when you go to tie a bow, you go around and through, and that works out okay. But I'm going to do the bow, and instead of going around and up like this, I'm going to go the opposite direction and then push through. I don't know if you saw the difference. I mean, both ways similarly work, but hello, what are you doing? It's getting a little twisted, but you can see that we've got a nice flat edge, and both of the tails are heading straight down. So instead of going how you'd normally go, you go the opposite way. And I'm just going to snip the ends. Wasn't very good. There we go. And you always snip your ribbon on angle so that the fibers, I'm just going to fuss with this guy. So that's the project for today. I hope you come back and see me on another Friday. Thanks so much for watching, kids. Bye.